What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Something. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over iZotope Tonal Balance Control 3. What is iZotope Tonal Balance Control 3, you may ask? Well, it is a tool that you can use to tone your sound. So when we hop in FL Studio and we check out Tonal Balance Control 3, it's going to look like this. It's got some new updates to it. What this thing basically allows you to do to see if your song or your beat is going to fit into the target of the genre in which you are composing. So let's say you have a hip hop beat. It's gonna say your low should be over here, your low mid should be here, your high mid should be here, and your high should be somewhere in this range. This thing does link up to Ozone 12. No worries, you do not have to have Ozone 12 in order to use this thing. No, there is a 10-day free trial. I suggest checking that out. I want to say this up front. This will not fix your mix. It will help you fix your mix, if that makes sense. So you just throwing this on a master track, it's not going to do anything because it's just analyzing your track so you can make your mix a little bit better. So as we look at this, we want basically our sound to fall into this range. So I'm going to push play on this little track that I have right now. You guys might have heard this track before. I played it before on the channel. And the goal is to get the whole track to be in here. So that's when the words start playing after the intro and everything like that. So we're just going to push play and check this out. Check. Something. Hit the keys. It seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stomping them out with their terrible lines. They never told us who the popular vote is, so I'm here to... All right, so you guys can see the goal of this is to see this white line stay up here in this green, okay? So, you know, it doesn't matter if I have Ozone on or off. This is what I mean by this doesn't mean that your mix or your master is perfect, because now that I turn Ozone off and I just play the same exact beat, it's still going to stay in this tonal balance control in this range. Check. Something. Hit the keys. It seems that we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture so there is to find. They swearing they MC with... So you guys will notice there, you know what I'm saying? It's still in the same tonal balance, and you can clearly hear the difference between that mix and then this little faux master I put on here. That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in they... But they're still going to both fall into the same target. So I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that up front because I just don't want you to think that you're going to throw this on your master and it's going to fix everything. So now some cool things about this new tonal balance control is that they've added more targets for us. So if you click on this right here, it'll bring up more targets over here on the side for you. So that's cool. So it gives you more than just the 8 or the 12 that they originally have. You get stuff like indie pop now, K-pop, J-pop, you know, just stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Trap, you know, R&B, soul, reggaeton. So you get different examples of targets that you can use. And clearly, if you go through the targets, you'll see all the targets are a little bit different. What they did is they basically took an average of a whole bunch of songs of the genre, and then they made that work. So that's cool. You've got other things too that you can do in this one. So in this new tonal balance, you have different views that you can look at. So they have this view right here, which they call more of like a linear view, in which in this linear view, what they did was they just basically normalized this slope. So instead of it sloping down, they just kind of normalized it. And the goal on this line is the middle here. So we'll just push play and let's go ahead and just take it to, I think we just did. So let's go ahead and push play and see. That we fell on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. Theft by deception and pair with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip-hop is culture so there is to find. So you'll see here it's telling me that it's lightly out of, you know what I'm saying? Like it's out of balance. So we can fix that here real quickly. What I'm going to do real quick though is I'm going to turn off this master rebalance on Ozone real quick, because I know that is just destroying my CPU right now as we speak. And by master rebalance, I just mean this one module right here. It's super CPU intensive.
So now once we turn that off, we should be fine from here. And then they have this regular view, obviously, and then they have this view too as well. And so this view and this view were on the old one. And you know what I'm saying? We'll just check this out too.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. That by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture, so there is to find. They swearing.
So you'll notice that all of that is fitting in the region. That's pretty cool. I guess it's electro pop, not even hip hop. So that's why it was off on the last one. Sorry about that, but still good use case scenario. So you can see if something is falling in and out of that range. Some more things that you can do that are nice with this is that you can actually now you can capture the song that you're using, and you can now use that as one of your presets. So like, let's say I push capture and then I play the audio.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. That by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture, so there is to find. They swearing they MC with merry-go rhymes. I'm stomping them out with their terrible.
All right, and then we push finish, and it's analyzing what we just had, and then bam, we have a new target. So you see it changed the target up just a little bit for us. We'll just call this one 1111, and then we will save it. And then now we have this new curve right here, and then the song fits in that curve. So it's an even tighter curve for you to be able to adjust your next song to if you wanted to.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. That by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some.
So that's cool. That again, you can take this and then you can load this into Ozone or whatever it is that you want to. That's a pretty cool feature. You've got other stuff over here. Like I can push this plus, and then I can create a target from an audio file. So I can blow, and then I can load up an audio file from my disk. So I have this Mace type flow song. So I'm just going to load this up real quick. So bam, it's just going to take a second. And as it's loading it up, it's just thinking about the targets right now for me. And you can see up here, it's telling us that it's still loading. So you can see on the plus sign that it's still loading. And as soon as it's done loading, it'll let us know. All right, guys, and boom, just like that, it has loaded this one up. So now as you see here, I have that Mace type flow as one of my options too. So if I push play, I'm not sure if this is gonna fit in there because I haven't checked yet. But if I push play, we'll see where it's at compared to the song that I wanna reference.
That we feel on unbearable times. They jacking our culture but swearing it's fine. That by deception appear with a crime. I walk in their shoes but they're scared to wear mine. Even some Jordans that better design. Hip hop is culture, so there is to find. They swearing they.
That's kind of dope. It's kind of cool too when you're going through this and you're looking at it, because it's like I didn't know if it was gonna fit that because it's not even the same kind of song, you know. But it does fit kind of similar to that Mace type flow to this 111, and that's what I had for the beat. So. Oh, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? You can just use this to definitely dial in what you're looking to do with your sound. Some more cool things that they added. Well, give me 1 second. Let me find this hip hop. All right, so we'll come back over here to this hip hop. So there's some more features that they added in that's pretty cool. So they have these extra meters. So as you're looking at these extra meters, it's kind of telling you where your things are sitting at, right? So as I open up the extra meters, you'll see here I have this little vocal balance here on the bottom, these dynamics and the stereo width. And ideally, you want your sound to fall within the range that's highlighted with the color, right? And then you have low up here at the top too. So we'll push play and we'll just see what this is kind of doing with these meters and everything. Maybe I'll switch it to a different part of the song too, just so that you guys can hear not the same thing over and over again. All right, guys, so I'm going to do the rest of this video kind of without sound, just kind of explaining for 2 reasons. This thing is super CPU intensive when you have OBS going. But without OBS, I had no problems at all. I had no problems at all. So, but as we're looking at this, so I have the song playing again, right in the background. So as it's playing, you're going to notice how it's hitting these levels, right? So down here at the bottom, we have vocal balance, then we have dynamics, and we have stereo width. So it's telling me that my stereo width it's too mono. It needs to be more stereo, as you can see by the sign. And then over here, it's telling me that the beat is dynamic enough. And then right here, it's telling me that the vocal balance is good. It could be a little bit higher. I did turn it down a little bit. And you can see the beat is playing as this is going in the background. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that they added too that's nice on this. So like, let's say I want to combine targets, right? So I can come over here. I can hit this right here. And like, let's say we want to hit hip hop as the main target. And then like, let's say we're like, well, it's a hip hop / drum and bass song, right? So now we have the combination of the two. I can blend the target with this 50% by going up, or I can blend, you know what I'm saying, going down. But you see how the signal's changing? And as I push play, you're going to see how it's getting out of signal. to verse it being in signal, if that makes sense. So, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool feature there too as well. Another thing, obviously, that's nice is before they had the built-in equalizer. So, you know what I'm saying? You can use the built-in equalizer, and then bam, you can add bands. You can make it a static or a dynamic EQ if you want to. But you can add bands and just add here and here, just like this, you know? So you could take out what you want, or you can add more, you know, but you can do what it is that you want to do with this EQ, or you can use the ozone EQ. So blow, you can drop this ozone EQ in there. And now this ozone EQ is matching everything that's happening on this regular EQ. So you see how this regular EQ just has a bump right here on the high shelf and a dip right here in the low shelf? Well, when you're looking at this tonal balance, it's going to have that same dip. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and put this down here. And then it's going to have that same dip. So you see how it's got this? So like, let's say I was to add right here and lift. You see how it's lifting there? And then if I was to add here and pull down, now if we come over here, you see how the EQ is matching exactly what the EQ is doing in tonal balance, which is pretty solid in my personal opinion, you know? You know what I'm saying? Pretty dope. And then the last thing I want to mention is that you can use this thing in standalone. So I'll probably be using this on streams when I'm listening to people's music and stuff. This with Insight is pretty dope. You can just put it in standalone mode. And that also allows you, like, let's say you're listening to Spotify or something like that. It also allows you to grab whatever target you're listening to off of Spotify, whether it's Cole, whether it's Kendrick, whether it's Drake. I use them 3 on purpose. You can grab their goals or their targets, and then now you can use them to mix your tracks. So that's what I got for you guys here on Tonal Balance Control 3. I think it's dope. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.